as long as I have been searching on Google Earth Pro, and let's not get into, oh, Google is this. It's about looking for things that are in the world that we can't always just travel to. I've never had this happen. I've never found something so amazing that literally made me stop, and I actually teared up, but with joy. Oh, I'm gonna do it again. This seems crazy. I'm sure it doesn't. I don't know. This is just absolutely amazing. So what I've been working on is essentially a map to take people through the true Mount Sinai, where we once believed it was. It is not where it is. And there's a lot of people that have, not a lot, but there have been researchers that have done documentaries and showed these pictures and all of this stuff. And so I'm just putting together a map, drop in pins, and I was gonna make like just a video of all of these things. And whenever I got onto Google Earth Pro, I was like, oh, well, this kind of sucks. You can't really see it. Saudi Arabia is, or Google, whatever, is blurring it out. Let me just go ahead and show y'all. This is, I don't know how this can't be proof. And even the pictures that you see of it doesn't do it justice, but whoever was able to get down there and do this panoramic view of this site, Sammy Elizabeth, thank you so much, because this truly made me feel like I was there. Y'all, okay, I know people are like, just get to it. Y'all, it really, like, I sat back and was like, oh my gosh. This never happened. It's a computer. I'm looking at it through a computer, I know. But it made me feel like I was there. Let me just show y'all. Okay, so as I was, whoa, these pins are all in a straight line. Interesting. As I was looking into these, and I dropped this pin right here, which is the coordinates for this split rock. I was like, oh, okay. And so I went up here, like I always do, and looked at the history, and it's like, okay, well, there it is. You can tell that they are just kind of trying to, you could tell here's the shadow. What's weird is you can see all of these mountains and see how defined everything around this place is. And so I was like, did I get the wrong coordinates? I'm like looking at all of this, but you could see this rock-shaped thing with this split in the shadow. Okay. But then I'm like, okay, but from the documentaries and what Penny and Jim Caldwell and the family and other people have shown, it was so big. I'm like, how is everything around it so obvious? But this, you look at it from every angle you can, and it looks like a little bitty stone. It looks like this stone, or this one, or this one. It looks, but you see all these mountains. Like, what? Why? Let's get up close to it. This is all you see. Oh, just a little bitty rock. They were all wrong, right? So I went through the history. It's the same picture. So, I mean, it's just like, okay, well, I guess I'll just have to drop the pin here and then show a picture, right? And I was like, wait, let me go to actual Google Earth or Bing or somewhere else that may have a picture of it, right? And so I end up here. Well, actually, at first, it showed the same thing. But then there was a, let me get out of this so I can show y'all, so y'all can see whenever you go to this. So I went to this and I was like, oh dang, it's the same thing. Well, that's too bad. And then I was like, maybe we can get a street view. And so over here on Google Earth, you can, or I think Bing has it too, you can click this little person and drag it. And usually there's blue lines to where you can drop it on a street view. But there was nothing here except this little blue, this little bitty blue dot. So I dropped it right there. And then it came up with this. And even my video is not doing it justice. You have to go look at it yourself. You ready? So I was looking around. I was like, oh, this is amazing. So much, I mean, this is so much clearer. And then I looked up and I saw it right there. This is the rock that was split by Moses. Well, God gave him the power to split the rock. And whenever you listen to the Caldwells speak about it, because when they found it back in the 80s or 90s, they can, you know, actually see what's going on here and how it's not a natural process and how it was actually split as if it was split by water because of how the granite was actually split. I'll get into that in my main video, but I just wanted to show y'all how amazing this is. Look at this. Could you imagine? You're just like walking, you're trying to find this, you're doing all this work, and then you come up and you find this. I mean, it's absolute proof. And there's going to be people that say it's just a rock. Well, whenever I get into the other information, how this definitely is not a natural process, and how so many other things match up precisely with what the Bible speaks of in Exodus. If you haven't already heard about this, you're going to be amazed. And how there's 12 pillars. Why not 7? Why not 20? Why not 14? Why 12? Well, the 12 were put there for the tribes of Israel. So this entire time, we've thought that Mount Sinai was in a different place. And that's why they haven't been able to find the evidence of Exodus. And I'll get into the rest of it later. I just wanted to show y'all, share this with y'all, how absolutely breathtaking this is. It's amazing. So the only way you can do this is to go to the actual Google Earth web-based version. I'll give you the coordinates. You're going to drop the coordinates in, and then just like I said, you're going to, it'll have this red thing right here. You're going to click on the little man over here, and there's going to pop up this little bitty blue dot. Then you go right there, and then it's going to show you this amazing panoramic view of this site that obviously, it's zero doubt in my mind that Saudi Arabia, Google, whoever else is suppressing this. Because let's go back to this Google Earth Pro. And it's just silly. Like, you can't see anything. But you can tell, whenever it does this, whenever it does all this different color variations, you can tell they've put a mask of sorts on top of it. But, you know, we see that a lot in Antarctica and around military installations and things like that. But why? Why, if this was just a rock, if this was just a natural process of a rock, why would Google and the Saudi government or whoever has control of this, why would they want this not seen? It's the same reason that archaeology doesn't want things spoken about or talked about, because it disproves their bias. And I'm going to talk about that in my video too, about how archaeology is essentially to disprove the Bible, which is strange. I don't understand why they wouldn't just search for things and let the evidence fall where it may. But when they come across anything that disproves their thinking, they hide it. Or the Egyptian, like the Egyptian Archaeology Society, if you've done any research into the pyramids and any ancient civilizations, you know that they are hiding all kind of stuff. But yet these same people that are looking into Egyptian history and say that, oh yeah, the Egyptian authorities definitely are hiding stuff, refuse to say that this stuff is being hidden. Never mind. I'm going to talk about that in a different video. But why? And you can tell this is huge. I mean, look at this shadow. Why would a little bitty rock cast this big shadow? Let's see how long this shadow is. 266 foot. I don't see any other little rocks doing that, right? So it's like, and see, this also, for those who don't watch my Antarctica videos or that do, this is proof right here that they hide things, and yet they don't hide the things that we can still see, like a shadow. And that's how we're able to find things down in Antarctica, by looking for things like this, the shadows. Because they usually they think that most people are going to be lazy and just look for the actual object, whereas people that, know what to look for will look for things like this. You're going to look for shadows and things that just are absolutely out of place. Okay. Some people may not have found that amazing or breathtaking. I want you to go to it. I'm going to drop the coordinates for you to go look at it yourself, and you can look into it. And I am putting together an entire video of all of these proofs, but I just had to stop and just make this really quick and go live about it. Well, try to go live. Anyway, it's amazing. And I understand that people who are not Christians will probably laugh and say that it's a rock, you idiot. Well, that's fine. And you are biased, and just like with my Noah's Ark video, I don't see how people can't see the truth. And I've never even thought that I would ever have or see proof of the Bible. It's just something that honestly never really crossed my mind. I didn't need that for my faith. It's amazing to have, but honestly, I never thought that we would have proof. I figured anything that was that old has either been, done away with, hidden, gone away with erosion and earthquakes, volcanoes, whatever, and I definitely never planned on going to the Middle East of any sort, so I honestly it never crossed my mind. And now with Noah's Ark and how they've gotten approval to be able to excavate the second layer, and with the LiDAR imaging and stuff, and now with all of this, it makes me want to go out there and be able to document this, and just see it, and just be there. I don't know if that would ever be possible, but it's definitely something I'm going to look into. Anyway, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this as much as I did. I just had to stop and show y'all this. It's that amazing to me. Maybe not to you. But anyway, y'all have a wonderful day. Like